Well, looks like the Chicago Bears made a huge move to shake up their future. That's right, folks, Ben Johnson, the offensive mastermind behind the Detroit Lions' explosive offense, is headed to the Windy City as the new head coach of the Bears. And let me tell you, this is big news, especially if you're a fan of one player in particular. Yep, I'm talking about none other than the highly anticipated first overall pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. Caleb Williams. With Johnson's arrival, Williams' future just got a whole lot brighter. But hold on, we've got so much to unpack here. So let's dive in. 1. The Bears' new era. Ben Johnson takes over. First off, let's talk about the move that sent shockwaves through the NFL. Ben Johnson leaving the Detroit Lions to become the Chicago Bears' new head coach. This hire was a fast one. Reports say the deal is being finalized. And the Bears didn't waste any time after the Lions were knocked out by the Washington Commanders in the divisional round. Johnson, at just 38 years old, has been an absolute rocket through the NFL coaching ranks. Johnson started his career on the Miami Dolphins staff, where he worked under Dan Campbell, the same Dan Campbell who now coaches the Lions. After making a name for himself there, Johnson joined the Lions, climbing the coaching ladder from quality control coach all the way to offensive coordinator. And in just 3 years running Detroit's offense, he became one of the hottest names in the league for a head coach gig. 2. What this means for Caleb Williams. Now, why does this matter so much for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears? Well, let's break it down. Williams had a rocky start to his NFL career in his rookie season. He showed flashes of the talent that made him the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. But let's face it, he was stuck with a coaching staff that just couldn't seem to figure it out. Matt Eberflus was fired after that ugly Thanksgiving loss to the Lions, and suddenly, a massive opportunity opened up for the Bears to make a change. And who better to help Williams reach his full potential than Ben Johnson? Let's be honest, this is exactly the kind of hire Chicago needed. Johnson's offensive brilliance with the Lions is undeniable. Under his guidance, Jared Goff turned into a top-tier quarterback, and the Lions' offense was absolutely dominant this past season, scoring the most points in the NFL and finishing with a 15-2 record. 3. Johnson's impact in Detroit. What Bears fans can expect. Now, I know what you're thinking. What makes Ben Johnson so special? Well, let's take a look at what he did in Detroit. Under Johnson's leadership, the Lions were a dual threat. The offense was balanced, excelling both in the air and on the ground. Jared Goff, who many thought was washed up, was suddenly lighting it up under Johnson's system. Goff had a career year, throwing for over 4.500 yards and 40 touchdowns. And Johnson was able to do this with a talented but not always star-studded roster. Now imagine what he could do with a guy like Caleb Williams, who has all the tools to be a star. We've seen flashes of his potential. And now with Johnson's guidance, I fully believe we're going to see a much more polished version of Williams in year 2. The Bears have a solid group of offensive weapons too, DJ Moore, Rome Oduns, and other pieces that Johnson can mold into something special. 4. The big competition. Why the Bears had to act fast. Let's talk about why the Bears had to pull the trigger so quickly on this hire. Johnson wasn't just sitting around waiting for a job offer. Oh no. Teams like the Las Vegas Raiders were also eyeing him. And Chicago knew that if they didn't make their move fast, they could lose him to another team. The Bears were able to lock down Johnson less than 48 hours after the Lions' season ended. Which, let's be honest, is impressive, but they had to act quick because, as you can imagine, Ben Johnson's name was in high demand. 5. Is Johnson ready to be a head coach? Host, with a bit of mystery. Now, of course, we have to ask, can Ben Johnson make the leap to being a successful head coach? After all, being an offensive coordinator is very different from running an entire team. Johnson has only been a coordinator for 3 seasons, but his track record speaks for itself. He's worked with a variety of quarterbacks and offensive systems. And if there's one thing we know about him, it's that he knows offense. But will he be able to balance all the responsibilities of being a head coach? Time will tell, but the talent and potential are there. If anyone can make that transition, it's Ben Johnson. And if there's any quarterback that can benefit from Johnson's experience, it's Caleb Williams. 6. What's next for the Chicago Bears? So what's next for the Bears? Well, they've got a big offseason ahead. The hire of Ben Johnson is the first step in turning things around. Chicago has big expectations, and with a guy like Johnson in charge, those expectations just became a lot more realistic. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears make a splash in free agency too. Maybe grab another piece or two to help out Caleb Williams and get this offense firing on all cylinders. We could be witnessing the beginning of something truly special in Chicago. Closing thoughts. Alright, Bears fans, the future just got way brighter. And you've got Ben Johnson to thank for it. Will he be the guy to finally unlock Caleb Williams' true potential? It's gonna be an exciting ride. And I don't know about you, but I'm all in on what this team could become. Make sure to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more NFL news and analysis. We've got a lot more to talk about as the NFL offseason kicks into high gear. Until next time, Bears fans, as the Chicago Bears ready for yet another coaching search, the question on everyone's mind is, what do the players want from their next head coach? Veteran tight end Cole Kmet, who has experienced more than his fair share of losses in Chicago, shared some thoughts that could define the direction for the team moving forward. Kmet made it clear that what the Bears need most is a culture shift. He believes that management should look for a coach who can raise the bar within Hall's Hall and instill a standard that no one is allowed to deviate from. It's about command over the locker room, Kmet said, adding that the coach should set a clear line, find the players who will uphold it, and expect no exceptions. For Kmet, winning is paramount, and he stresses that it should be about winning at all costs, no more moral victories or silver linings after tough losses. And while some might focus on finding the hot name, Kmet is less concerned about whether the next coach is an offensive or defensive mastermind. His primary concern is finding someone who knows how to establish a winning culture where every player is held accountable. This sentiment is echoed by fellow captains like safety Kevin Byard, who emphasized that a great head coach is like the CEO of the team. Byard believes that a successful coach should focus not just on the scheme, but also on ensuring that no small mistake goes unchecked. The recurring theme from Bears players is accountability. Cornerback Kyler Gordon highlighted the need for personal accountability, where every player knows their role and is expected to do their job without second-guessing. There should be no gray area, Gordon said, adding that discipline and consistent behavior are essential for a team to thrive. As the Bears embark on their fifth coaching search since 2011, the message is clear from the players. They need someone who will establish clear expectations and demand the highest standards of discipline and performance. The next coach must not only focus on strategy but also foster a culture where accountability is the cornerstone of everything the team does. This search has been long overdue, and if the Bears leadership takes these player insights to heart, they could finally turn the page toward a more promising future. Let's hope the right leader steps in to meet these demands and lead the Bears to success in 2025 and beyond.